Hey everybody, how's it going? Can you guys hear and see me okay? How's everybody doing today? I'm assuming you guys can hear and see me. Gotta watch the ads, lol. Thank you. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much. All right, so good morning, Blue Self Reliance. Hello, Leanne, Mennonite Farmhouse. Give me a minute. I'm having a brain fade here. I'm just going through the comments. Hey there, Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa. Hey, Lisa Kolovi, welcome in. Carla, Living a Rogue Life, welcome in. And I always screw this up, but it doesn't let me see the darn name. So it's Homestead. I'm looking on YouTube because it's irritating me. Bear with me a second because I hate that I can't see all the names. Hang on just one second. Hey, Mickelson Family Homestead. Homestead in the Woody. I got it finally. Sorry about that. I just like to get it right, so I wanted to make sure I saw it. Hey, Mickelson Family Homestead, which is Kelly. Hey, Berkshire Farm, welcome in, welcome in. Hope you guys are feeling better. Oh, that's awful. Hey, Holman's Homestead, welcome in. And I missed somebody. I wanted to go back to it. Loki Trapping Adventures is here. Hello, hello. Welcome in. I wish that when you're on Melon, you could see all the names. Irritates me. Let's see here. I just want to make sure I got everybody. Hey, Green Granny 2, Green Granny 2, Denise Bissell. Welcome in, Denise. We're glad you're here. Oh, good. I'm glad I said it perfectly. In the Woody. I like that. That's a catchy name. Miss Jackie caught a wolf trapping, was tagged, collared for study. I'm so proud. Very exciting, Loki. That's awesome. Congratulations. Hey, Mountain Martins, welcome in. Hey, Life with Belinda and Chuck. Mountain Maple. See, this is what happens. And then when I go look, the comment is blocked. All right, hopefully now I should be able to see it. All right, I'm on the struggle bus today. What else is new? I didn't even get my live posted until today. And I invited guests last minute, and I will be shocked if anyone comes because I'm an awful host. If they do, they're really good friends. I will say that. So, good evening, Mountain Maple Ranch. Sorry I mutilated your name a minute ago. Not intentional. I know you're here, Chuck. I know. If you want to come on, any of the guests want to come up, they're welcome to come on up. Come up whenever you're ready. So if you guys saw our video, we have had a week of illnesses with animals, and it's just we're glad. We're hoping everybody's on the mend. One thing that I will say is the injections that we gave the sows was impressive, because within 12 hours, less than 12 hours, Eleanor's jowls do not look as red anymore. So hopefully that works out really well. That was our first time doing it. It actually works as a wormer, so it was time for them to be wormed anyway. So it was cool to get two things done with one shot, so to speak. So the whole herd has been vaccinated. The only one we didn't do was Norman, and that's because he's very separate from the others and he's showing no signs. So we're going to keep an eye on him. But Eleanor, what a difference. Diesel's doing good. Diesel's back to Diesel's self. Hey, Nancy, our treasured home. So yeah, Diesel is back to Diesel's bad #bad dog self after everything. So that's good. And Norman's eye looks good. So, when it rains, it pours, I think is what Lori at LG Homestead said. She's like, when it rains, it pours, and it sure did pour this week when it came to animal stuff. So, but we're glad everybody's on the mend. I mean, I think just, my point in the video was just to say, hey, it's going to be expensive, right? And so you need to be prepared for those things. And I think it was Doug at Holman's Homestead that said it's always something. And it is. No, I didn't need to give him one, but I can tell you his back is sore. We did the girls, and I'm assuming it's because of their pregnancy hormones, like it happens with women when they're pregnant. Usually the pigs they just need, their hooves trimmed once a year. And ironically, they needed it done a second time. And those girls are pretty hefty. They're like 250 a piece. So they're pretty hefty. Yeah, thank you. And we think it was mites. So we raise kuni pigs and they have skin issues sometimes. And mange mites are very common when it comes to pigs. I've also read that they're pretty susceptible after they wean, which is kind of weird. Or after they farrow, I should say. Oh, we've got a guest backstage. Let's bring him up. Is he ready? You want to give me a thumbs up? Okay, awesome. Come on in.
Hey.
Hey, welcome in. How are you? Good. Oh, you guys had the treat.
I'm going to
hold on, let me pull the volume up. I had the volume down for some reason.
I'm going to blue one tomorrow.
Say,
what
hey,
are you doing?
Lisa.
Hey.
Hi. You sitting on Papa's lap? Is that what you call him, Papa?
I've been sitting here for 30 minutes on watching different things. She hadn't come in here. As soon as I get on the live, here she comes. She's
hey,
spoiled.
Mountain Grandma.
She's rotten.
And she laughs. She knows it.
We can't go nowhere tomorrow unless you're going to be sweet and listen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now go. There you go. I had to bribe her.
You done good.
Yeah.
Now, if you were her father, she'd be like, yeah, no, I'm staying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my kids didn't listen. They didn't hold the bribery too much because they knew that there was always a little something, a little caveat. My daddy, back in, I may have told you this, my daddy, back when we was little, we had one of them station wagons with the wood on the side or the wood paneling looking on the side.
Yeah.
And the back seat had two back seats facing each other. And all the boys had to sit back there. The middle seat, the girls got to sit in the middle seat. And, of course, parents up front. And, of course, you can imagine how loud it is with 5 youngins in there. And my dad, he finally said, all right, everybody, be quiet. He said, if everybody is quiet, we'll go by McDonald's. Everybody was, yay. So you got to be quiet. So we was quiet. I mean, and we was just, well, you could see back then they had like the arches and the playgrounds. And
yeah,
you got to imagine in your mind the old time McDonald's. And we could see it coming up. And he just drove and he just went right on. And Daddy, what? Why? You said if we was quiet, we'd go by McDonald's. He said, we did. We went right by.
Oh, that's bad.
Why I am, or who I am.
Makes sense. I like it, though. I like it. That's awesome. Yeah. I just want to look. Tony at Kettle Kitchen is in here. And Mountain Grandma. And let's see here. Sarah from A Homesteading Hustle is here. Hello. That's an awesome story. I love it.
He was always doing something like that to us, and that's why we're all mentally deranged today.
My
Don't
mother,
agree.
my mother would do other things like tell me that she was gonna, if we kept it up, we were gonna get buried in the backyard with our other children. And we'd go, "What other children?" She'd say, "Exactly."
Exactly.
So I used to say that to my son all the time, and someone heard me in a parking lot, and I was like, "Oh man, here it comes."
We got grandbabies tonight, if you hadn't noticed.
That's all right. That's all right.
That.
Appreciate you stopping up. I mean, I'm surprised because it was last minute because I was saying that I am on the struggle bus today.
Well, we all allowed them kind of days.
Yeah.
I only do seven a week, but
Ryan and I have come to the conclusion that we need to come up with a contraption for doing our pig hooves because we're too old to be wrestling them. You still there?
I'm here. I lost you for a second. Belinda came and said something.
Oh,
and
I was going to say, I said that Ryan and I have come to the conclusion that when we need to trim pig hooves, we need to come up with some contraption because wrestling them on their back is no easy feat.
Well, I think it's quite interesting, to be honest with you. I like to see people do that. That's not me. Now I never did understand about your dog, and you may have explained it before I got here. He didn't have a blockage. He just had some kind of something that just made him sick.
Yeah, so bulldogs tend to eat stuff they're not supposed to. We had Yogi, who we named our farm after, and he had dementia, and he ate stuff twice and had to have surgery. But at least he had dementia. Diesel has not done any, he's done it, like a paper towel, you wipe your mouth, maybe you drop your napkin, don't realize it, and then you hear him quietly eating it, and or he eats it and we fish it out. We'll just put it there. But he started vomiting and the vomiting got worse. And then he was showing signs like he had a blockage. He wasn't going to the bathroom out the other end, so to speak. And when they took an x-ray, the x-ray had a suspicious part on it. So they marked it and watched it. And then they checked it the next day and there was no blockage, but his entire intestinal system was inflamed. So by giving him the medication, it had calmed it down a lot and he's fine now.
Okay.
I mean, he maybe the chicken poop he ate because, you walk him on a leash, but he still gets the darn chicken poop.
They didn't give an explanation. Well, I mean, it could have been a number of things.
Yeah. Okay. It's one of those things, you never know, but it's not like him. He's not a dog that goes to the vet often. He's had a spider bit him one time and he had his face blew up. But other than that, it's just knock on wood. He's been pretty good.
I know this is probably off topic or what, I don't know what direction you're trying. But y'all raising them pheasants was very interesting to me because we don't see that down here. I know South Dakota, y'all got them probably everywhere in the wild.
Eastern part of the state, yes, they run rampant. I don't see them as much here.
Well, I know a lot of people that's from down here where when they go pheasant hunting, that's where they go, is to South Dakota. I just assumed that was the pheasant capital of the world. But yeah, were they easy to raise? I mean, I know you had to put the little thingies in their beaks or whatever.
Yeah, the hardest part was the brooder. At a week and a half old, they were flying out of the brooder like crazy. Like not like chicks.
Right.
Chicken chicks. And it got to the point where in order for me to lift up the cover, I needed Ryan's help because they kept getting out. And I thought, oh man, these things are going to be heck on wheels out in the flight pen. I have to tell you, they were easy. They were light on feed. They were easy to raise. They really were easy. And I wonder if it's because I was in there, twice a day feeding and watering and all that. But a net was how we caught them, and it worked out great because they are skittish birds.
I remember seeing y'all catching them and putting them in like a little cage or something. I guess what y'all was putting them in to go process them. But when they're young, I'm just assuming, just like in the wild, they got to probably learn how to fly pretty quick.
Yep.
And that may be a lot of the reasoning behind it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just want to go to the chat real quick. We've got Annette with the Cow Emporium. Hello. And yes, Jesse, no easy feat. You are so correct. Hello, Glenda, Grace, and Fire. Hello, Gary and Betty GBL. One day I thought it was a good idea to bring them outside in the brooder bin, and they fluttered out and we never saw them again. Yeah, that's an easy one to do. We thought for sure we were going to have to get a pew and handle it from outside the pen, quite honestly. But they were really easy. I can't believe it.
When you, in relationship to like other birds, like chicken and I don't know what all y'all have up there, but everybody pretty much knows what chicken tastes like, or quail. What in relationship to those, are they're a dark meat or a white meat or a?
They are a game bird. I've never had one. I still haven't had one.
You still hadn't had one?
No, we're going to have one soon. Ryan wants to smoke it on the smoker grill, but Ryan's had it before. It is a game bird. So, how like a turkey's a game bird, so it always has a little more game flavor to it. But he said it's sort of similar to chicken.
Well, they sure enough are pretty, though. They're very beautiful birds.
They are. A lot of people, good night, Mountain Maple. A lot of people will raise them and let them go. They let them out into the wild. Someone asked us if we were going to keep a breeder pair, and we did not. And that was because we did a lot of reading, and they said wintertime, they're just not likely to make it. It's hard to overwinter them.
That seems kind of odd since it's so prevalent up there in the wild. Well,
apparently a lot of them die over the winter.
Oh, really?
Between predators and some of the issues and stuff. And then no worries, Ariella. I hope you feel better. And Annette at the Cow Emporium said rosemary and sage season. But yeah, so, we're going to check it out. But I know that there's a lot more of them. They're our state bird. And there's a lot more of them on the eastern side of the state, meaning that you see them all the time. When we went and got the pigs, they were everywhere, running around. But over here on the western part of this, we don't see them a lot. Blue said, gamey chicken, easy to overcook. We used to hang them for a week after dispatch before plucking and putting in the pot. We treated them like, the only thing different was we ended up hand plucking them because the plucker would have ripped them apart because they're smaller. And so we ended up putting them on ice. So that way, just like you would with chicken, so to speak. Hey, something about.
Now you may know this. I don't know it. I hadn't fooled with stuff like that too much. I deer hunt and turkey hunt. Well, I hadn't turkey hunted in a while, but I'm familiar with it. Uh, I noticed a lot of y'all that have raised chickens and uh, the meat chickens, that when you process them, you put them in an ice chest and let them sit for a day or two. I don't know how many days, uh, to relax them or something. I'm not real sure. Is that right?
Yeah, we put them on ice to cool them off very quickly, because that, like any meat, you want to cool it off really quickly after you've killed it. And so we put it on ice and we let it set for 24 hours, and then we bag it.
Okay.
And that way it gives it a chance to cool down completely really quick. And then we get them all packaged up, and it's a lot easier. We did the same with the pheasants. I know cows, you can hang them. I think they'll hang them like 14 to 21 days. They'll hang them in a cooler. You could put birds in the cooler too. We don't have a cooler, so we use, meaning a walk-in cooler.
Well, y'all need to get one.
We do.
Y'all are a walk-in cooler during the winter.
We are.
The whole state is a walk-in cooler.
That's right. That's right. You just can't leave it. You just can't leave it out at night, or it'll be gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Imagine up there. I'm sorry.
I wanted to answer Glenda. A fresh butcher chicken that was processed the day before, it's in my freezer. Yeah, usually so from the time it's processed, then you put it on ice right away to quickly lower the temperature of the animal that's been processed. And so, 24 hours after it, and then freeze. Yep, should be fine.
We processed earlier in the year. I had some that I raised from there weren't meat birds. They were just a buff Orpington mix.
Yep.
And we raised them. It turned out that several of them were roosters, and I didn't want a bunch of roosters. I tried to give them away. Nobody wanted a rooster. I don't know why, but nobody wanted them. We kept one of them to have with the hens, but we decided we was going to, I came up with the genius idea. I was just going to process them. So I did. And I done it, of course, when Belinda was at work. So she don't like to be involved in that.
Yeah.
I said, well, shoot, I'll have everything ready, clean. And when she gets home, we'll fry them up and they'll be so good. And it smelled good. It smelled delicious. But I mean, it was like chewing rubber. You just could not do it. They wasn't but what, 3 or 4 months old. Maybe 5. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's not a meat chicken. You know what I mean? So, because we have a bunch of we have 2 roosters I'm trying to get rid of. I got them down for $5 a piece. So if anybody's local in South Dakota, I got 2 roosters, barnyard mixes. I'll give them to you. But I just, I listed them on Craigslist and I got no takers. But I do know that there's a bunch of things that I read, that if somebody's offering you a rooster, find out what's wrong with them. People automatically assume something's wrong with them and they're a problem, and that's why they're getting rid of them. So it was funny when I went and we got Grant, our little pig. Well, he's a big guy now. I knew the girl and she said, "Hey, I got a rooster for you." And I said, "What's wrong with him?" And she looked at me and I said, "Hey, I was told if somebody says I got a rooster for you, ask what's wrong with them." And she said, "Nothing. I got a bunch of them in a straight run." And I said, "Okay." And he's turned out great, but I don't need more than one. He's pretty active. We don't. We don't need any more.
We don't let ours just out in free range. I'd like to, but our dogs like them.
Yeah.
And they're slick because while I'm out there with them or home, I can be even inside, the dogs won't mess with them.
Huh.
They'll leave them completely alone. But if I had to go somewhere, when I come back, there'll be a chicken that they got. They know when I leave that it's time to eat chicken.
Wow.
So I can't leave them out.
No. And Blue said they make good coke oven. Isn't that a capon where you castrate them? Just curious. Because we looked up how to do that, and I'm like, I'm not doing that to a rooster.
A rooster? A castrated rooster?
Yeah, they call it a capon.
Okay.
Could you imagine doing that?
No.
No, me neither.
No,
Not something I want to do.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what she called it. A
coke oven.
Coke oven.
Yeah.
I don't know
it was a dish designed for eating roosters. Hey, Broke Cowgirl. Hey, Rhonda Towery. Hey, Living a Rogue Life wants to know if I have plants in the greenhouse. Yes, I do. A French dish of chicken braised with wine, lardons, mushrooms, and optionally garlic. Sounds like a fancy meal. That's above us, Chuck.
Yeah. Thanks for putting me in there with you, because that made me a little smarter anyway. But that's I think that if I had to do it again, I would probably put it like in a crock pot or something, or in an oven on real low, and let it cook for about four days or more, because it'd take a long time to make that rubber eatable. It was tough.
Yeah, well, usually people talk about like if you kill like an old laying hen or process a rooster, you end up you end up making them a soup chicken.
Yeah.
Can you make KFC from a rooster? Hey, good times with Jen and Steve. Welcome in. Hey, Ark Wildman. Did I plant peppers this year? Yep, I planted peppers in the greenhouse, and that was the only way that I got them.
Hey, Lisa, I got it's a frame to a greenhouse. My father-in-law got him a bigger one, and he had a small one. I don't know how big you reckon? I think they done gone to bed. It's probably 10 or 12 foot long by about 8 or so wide, 8, 10 wide. It may not be that wide. I have to put it together. I hadn't put it together yet, but
nice.
You talked me into it.
I talked you into it.
Yeah, you talked me into it. You growing all this stuff, and all these other folks in their greenhouses, they got it. Of course, y'all have a little bit shorter growing season than we do. So,
yep. There's my bad dog.
Hey,
there's my bad dog now. Obnoxious. That's what happens when Ryan walks outside.
Hey, I love those auctions. I don't know. I guess we got them around here. I just don't know anything about them. But when y'all
do they have a local auction house that goes to like estates and stuff?
I don't know. I guess I hadn't just put the time in to look. I actually wouldn't even know. I guess I could type it in local auctions or something. I don't know. I have to look into it.
They're addicting. No, I don't find them as addicting as Ryan. Hey, Jesus loving homesteader. And yep, GBL, we're in 4B. So totally get it. I was on it. I made an account and I was on it with Ryan this week. And because Diesel had his vomiting issue, our carpet in the living room, which was here when we moved in.
Oh, goodness.
It's not in great shape, even though I cleaned it. It looks polka dotted from all the spots I cleaned. And so I cut it in the closet to see what was under it, and it was like particle board. So I was like bummed because I'm not prepared to do a floor yet. So I was going to rip it up, and I said, oh, I'll get this area rug at the auction. Well, they don't open it up to show you. You get what you get. So I bid $2.50 on it, $2.50. I won it. It's getting used in the garden.
Oh no, is that bad?
It is awful.
Wait a minute. You don't get to, do you get to see a picture of it or something? Or you don't get to?
It was rolled up with the inside. So you don't
So
know, you don't see it. And so if they know there's a big stain, they'll say huge stain. Like the pressure washer, it said pump not working.
And
so Ryan said for the cost of it, if he bought a part to fix the pump, he's like, well, I know how much. I'm still going to get it really cheap if I can get it running, because he's really good with small engine repair. So I think we didn't even need a part for it, and he was able to get it up and running within a couple hours. And it's got a Honda engine on it, which apparently Ryan said the engine alone is worth $300-400.
Oh yeah, Honda engine is a good engine.
So he spent what, I think, I can't remember what I said, was it 50 or 70, whatever I said in the video. And so he spent a couple hours on it, got it up and running, and we power washed everything on the property.
And it didn't give you any trouble the whole time after he?
No.
I heard the door, making sure that wasn't my righty lane going outside.
No. And so he just, it's just great because we've been able to use it. He cleaned off, like, we've got mats that we usually take to the car wash and pressure wash. And we did it here. We did a coop. We did the meat bird pen, the building down there. We were able to hose it out because we always clean buildings with vinegar and water when we're done. So that way the next batch doesn't get, it's sanitized, so to speak. And so we did that, and it was awesome.
It's a gas engine.
Yep.
That's pretty good. I imagine. Did it come with? Did it just come with the wand and just one tip, or a certain type tip, or did it come with extra tips? Or
came with extra tips, and it's its own unit where you roll it. And we were able to use it down in the back, which is our gravity-fed waterer. So instead of having a hose attached to it, the pressure was not as great, obviously, but
okay.
The pressure served the purpose for what we were doing. And we brought the generator down there. No, wait, what did we bring the generator down for? It is gas powered. What did we need the generator for? I don't know. I have to think about that for a minute. Oh, no, the generator is for the rototiller. That's right. For the pens when we went down at the same time.
I got you.
I just had to think, why was the generator down there? But now I remember, well, we brought the generator down there because after we washed the building with the pressure washer, then we used the rototiller to till up the floor of the pen, the ground, and reseed it.
I got you.
That
and your rototiller is electric.
Yep. That was why. Hey, Maple Cook. Hey, Barb.
Barb said she heard pressure washing is addicting.
It is.
I don't know. I had my feel of it, so I guess maybe it's addictive for a while. I got tired of it. I got my feel of it many years ago.
Hey, Venue Chicks. Yeah, it's, well, I don't know. He tested it out on the sidewalk because we have a cement walkway that goes up to the house. It changed colors. I couldn't believe it.
Oh yeah. I mean, it makes things a whole lot better. It's your house is a brand new house when you get done with it.
Yep. We got to do the porch because there's some stain. The porch is poured cement, and unfortunately right now we have our heating pellets on one side of it, the wood pellets. So we can't go all wonky with the water everywhere.
I spent a summer over in just out of Atlanta, Georgia, back when I was a lot younger, and we basically pretty much had to pressure wash near about the entire summer, and I just got my feel of it.
Yeah, I
We had
bet.
to hang off the side of we had to strap ourselves on and then kind of hang off on the side of the buildings that were tall and stuff. And I don't know, we just, I'm not made for that kind of stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Don't agree with me. Just don't agree that I'm getting old.
No, after doing hoof trimming, trust me, we're feeling it.
Hoof trim.
Geez, but I mean, we. The good thing about it is we needed it because it's really helpful for cleaning the coops. Because once a year we would borrow one, and it's really beneficial for cleaning the coops out and
Oh yeah.
sanitizing them. Because our coop is 10 by 10, the coop part. Then we have the indoor run, which we like to rinse down because chicken dust is disgusting. So it just makes it nice to be able to clean it out.
Yeah, and it beats a hand brush too.
Oh,
Doing
no
all that.
kidding.
I seen Glenda mention that she has one of them circular ones
Yep.
that cleans the driveway and sidewalks. Yeah, that would be the way to go, I think.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And Gary and Betty at the GB Old Church, they've got a lot to do there because he retires in June. So they hope they have a lot of projects to get done. I hope Frank and Jackie are feeling better. They've been down with the big flu.
Who's that?
Berkshire Farm.
Oh, okay.
Frank and Jackie, they've been down with the sickness.
There's been several people, it seemed like, here lately, it's been getting
Yeah,
the flu.
it's just ridiculous.
Belinda works at she works at the drugstore, and I think they told them that it was supposed to be more than normal. They give out like shots and stuff there at the drugstore and pharmacy, I guess maybe it's a better way to put it. And they told her that it was going to, or told them that it was going to be I can't think of the right word. It's going to be more than normal anyway.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just a bit of sunshine over here.
Gary at GBL, they're just getting over it too. Oh my gosh. No fun. And Grayson Fire had it too. Yikes. And then at the Cow Emporium says, oh gosh, my stomach does not want to think about chicken coop cleaning with a power washer. It works really good, and I'll tell you why. Because the way my roosts are in the corner, they poop down the wall. Let's just say that, and it don't come off. So it's just. But if you do it in the summertime, it's really beneficial because I can get that clean. But the coop itself is all cleaned out when we do that. So
now
hey,
up there
holler.
in up there in South Dakota, I know y'all, the snakes and stuff are different. Like down here, we have quite a few snakes that'll really hurt you. Up there, y'all don't have anything like that, do you? Any kind of poisonous snakes?
Yeah, we have rattlesnakes.
Oh, I didn't know that. So maybe it was somewhere else that somebody was saying they didn't have any.
Well, we knock on wood. We first time I've seen one was in the driveway, and one of us must have rolled over it. It was a garter snake. It wasn't anything big, but that was the first snake that I've seen since we moved here. However, I've seen pictures of snakes if you go like 15 minutes in any direction from us, you go out of the mountains and you're back into the plains, and it's probably about 10 degrees warmer, and you have a lot more rattlesnakes. They are here. We just don't see them as much. But like I've had friends send pictures of like rattlesnakes that they've walked across when they've gone like to a place called Angostura, which is like a reservoir. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, rattlesnakes, because they give the dogs rattlesnake vaccinations.
Okay. Yeah,
in a lot
pheasant
of the
hunting
area.
dogs, huh? Or the bird dogs that go out there and do the pheasant.
Yeah.
I never saw a rattlesnake down here until I moved. Pretty much, I seen one years ago, but I mean it's kind of the same area. But until I moved to this spot right here,
Mhm.
and every once in a while, right in front of the road, you know, they got some woods right beside the house, and in front of those woods where the road is, you'll find one or two every now and then get run over out there. Never had them in the yard though.
Oh, that's
I don't want
good.
them in the yard.
I remember when we were in North Carolina, the black snakes were everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, but they're not harmful, but they were,
No.
you know, I still don't want to be fishing them out of my chicken coop.
No.
So I'm glad I have chickens here.
Something about a snake that just gives me the willies. I don't like a snake.
A good snake is a dead snake to me.
Belinda's brother, all her family is they don't mind. They'll catch them. They'll play with them. They're like, they get mad at me if I kill one, and say y'all just have to get mad at me because I'm not having them around the Lee household.
Nope, not here either.
Yeah.
Not here either. But we, like I said, I just saw that one in the driveway. It was a teeny little one. It was like, you know, maybe a foot long. And it was funny because, you know, it's still in the driveway. I'm not picking it up, even though it's dead. It's down near the end. So me or my neighbor must have hit it with a car because it's pretty flat. But, you know, I walked down to get the mail and I was like, still jumped. And I'm like, you know, it's dead. Blue racers. Oh.
Fox Holler says snakes are delicious.
Yeah, you can eat them, my friend Dusty. I'm good to go. Yeah, Glenda said they eat rodents. So does my neighbor's cat, thankfully. So we'll stick with the cat. I'll feed that cat any day of the week over a snake.
Yeah. I can't have cats here either.
No.
Dogs don't like the cats or chickens. They're really kind of antisocial.
Ah, got
Chickens, rabbits, birds, squirrels, cats. They don't like any of them in the yard.
We got another guest popped on.
All right.
Are you ready? All right. Leanne's here.
Hi.
I'm not worthy.
Whatever.
Whatever, Chuck.
Are you going to behave?
No, she's going to walk right across you.
He is.
Oh, there's another one back there.
Everybody
She's
say
back
hello.
there.
Hello to Leanne in the chat.
Hi. And Kitty's in the drawer. I wish I could bend the camera down there.
We're going to be looking at kitty butts here.
Oh, you sit down. Good job. Now he has to scratch his forehead.
Snake tastes like chicken.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. Yeah. I mean, it's just so funny. Yeah, they are protected up in Canada. I heard that. Yeah, no, South Dakota, no. There was a thing Ryan showed me. There was, they call them pronghorn, but they're antelope. And it was on the news on Yahoo, and Ryan saw it, and it was actually ranchers here. And so there was a buck antelope that was caught in a fence, and when the ranchers went out to help free it up so that way it could take off. Well, when it goes to take off, its antler pierces the guy's shoe.
Oh no.
And it takes off with the guy's shoe. So the next day they're out, taking care of the cows and everything like that. And the thing's still running around with the shoe on its antlers. Can you imagine? I thought it was funny.
It'd be a good story if he just had his camera, huh?
Yeah.
Speaking of what I had the camera for, I guess I got to take you off here.
What you got?
I was just trying to take our employee her lunch, and this is what came across the road.
Are they ostrich?
No, they're wild turkeys.
Oh gosh, they look a lot taller than that on the screen.
That's because I had Zoom on.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, those are big birds.
Yeah.
Better? Yeah. That's turkeys.
Yeah, so I could have plowed them over and been ready for Thanksgiving. Except my husband doesn't eat wild turkey or drinks
I can see Leanne driving along and speeding up.
So just have to go borrow my neighbor's, chicken plucker, right?
Yeah.
I got turkey for you. It's not wild turkey.
Yeah, my husband doesn't care for wild turkey. He says it's tough because they walk all over nation.
Yeah, they do.
They are. The legs and all are pretty tough. The breast it's not too bad. You just got to cut it like anything else, like across the grain and
grind it up.
Or grind it up. Yeah, if you grind it up, it tenderizes it pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, Marlene Snow Gardener, welcome in. That's a mobile food caravan right there. Blue said.
No kidding.
Yeah,
I got a mental image of Leanne behind the wheel of a car. Now, she's not sitting up straight either. She's kind of bent over like this, just barely looking over the wheel.
Oh, no, I'm tall.
Hitting that gas.
How would that look, Leanne? You stuffing birds you hit in the back of your vehicle.
Hey, it's food on demand.
It is.
I would have to can it just to get it on tough.
What you been canning this week?
Nothing.
Wow.
I'm like, what did I do this week? Besides making
on the side.
Besides my pumpkin fudge recipe video and being an Uber driver.
Jeez.
I don't think I did much.
Wait, you were Uber driving when you seen the turkeys?
Well, I was doing my Herbal Eats drive, I was transporting the meal to the employee.
The vineyard chick said free turkey for Thanksgiving, but asking Santa for a new bumper for Christmas.
No, I like my Jeep. We'll keep the Jeep.
You just need a cow catcher on the front. You'd be good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck, you been canning anything this week?
Yeah. Actually, I have. I've got plum jelly can. I don't know if I've done that this week or last. I think I did that this week. I got sweet potatoes. My whole table's filled with stuff. I got ground meat. I got chicken. I got broth. I got beans. What else I got? That's it. Been busy canning.
Wow.
I've been busy opening my jars.
You've been.
I'm like, why do I have a whole crate of empty jars to go to the cellar? Like every time I go in the dishwasher, it's like half full of jars that I've cooked with.
I almost bid on empty jars, but I didn't. What Jennifer wanted to know about an herbal Uber. Hey, Nora, the Stock Explorer. It sounded like earlier you said something about an herbal Uber or herbal delivery.
I probably just pronounced something. Okay. But I just mean I was Ubering.
Now, Uber, you don't you transport people?
Yeah, like employees to tractors and farm equipment. Yeah, I was doing that this week. We're doing
now I got a picture of Leanne driving, just her eyeballs over the steering wheel with somebody in the back screaming, holding on to the seat with her plowing turkey, feathers going everywhere, and Leanne driving through a field and over.
and we got hills. We got rolling hills here because we're in the Appalachians.
Person in the back screaming.
Yeah, that would be my husband. What are you doing, Kitty?
Gary was saying there's a Cast Iron Wednesday challenge on now. It's called CI with Roadkill. I got 2 cast iron pans at the auction.
Yeah, I noticed. I'm jealous.
Aren't they nice? We're still trying. I got to put them in the oven on the self-clean mode to get all the layers of seasoning off.
I was looking on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody had the exact same cast iron skillet I have on Facebook Marketplace for $60. A Griswold 8. They wanted $60 for. And I'm like, oh, I paid $25 for mine.
Yeah, I got those 2 for 30. Well, we got them for $37.50. I really didn't want to spend that, but they looked good. And quite honestly, I wanted the 11.5-inch skillet. The other one is a smaller pan, probably about 10 inches or 11 inches. But they looked really good, and it was a huge auction. So I was like, let's do this. So we had bid on them, but they just kept bidding them up. And then finally I was like, well, you know what? It's going to cost us more
Chuck
money.
got some eye candy right there, doesn't he?
I know.
Talk about some candy there.
I got to get mine hung up like that because that's what I need.
I got too much cat hair for me to do that.
Elk on the side of the road. Ooh,
He's my hair. Bonnie's my hair shaker.
Elk is good. We have somebody who gives us elk, thankfully, because getting tags for elk is impossible here.
I've never had elk.
Oh, elk backstrap is just to die for.
Is it good?
Oh,
What's it? Is it different from a deer? Just like a regular deer?
better than venison.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You mentioned antelope a while ago. You ever had that?
I have not had it. No, I did have it. It was in the chili.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. I had a neighbor that went out to Wyoming, I think, and killed some, and he brought me back one. He brought me back one like a quarter, and then he brought back some sausage, and I liked it, but Glenda wasn't crazy about it. She didn't like the texture of it.
I had it in chili and it was good. I mean, it was a while and I hadn't had it before and it was good. We still have it in the freezer. We need to grind it up. We want to make sausage. We ended up getting stuff to do that. No elk in Missouri. I find that hard to believe. But then again, they said there was no elk in, what do you call it?
Well, they try to say there's no mountain lion in Pennsylvania, but I knew that's a lie.
They've been saying that for years in Connecticut too. Hey, Lori Carp. Oh, thank you.
I've always wanted to do that. Ever since I seen y'all do it, and Leanne just reminded me. Mine don't look as pretty as y'all, so I just used what I had.
I don't even know where my signs are anymore. They're next to me. It's just that so much has happened. You know, I got the pig information book. That's my documentation on the pigs.
See, I'm prepared. I got 100 pack right here of index cards whenever I need them.
Mine are in the basket here. Oh, you know what I meant to tell you guys? I went and visited the piglets. Oh, Leanne, you knew this. I went to visit the piglets. There's a family that bought 3 of them, and they invited me over. And I got to see them.
And they're big.
They're getting big and they're so cute. And it's really cool. Like, they came a lot and they came over and kind of bonded with them by visiting them and stuff. So the transition was a lot easier because they knew them. But, when they left here, they were bonded to me. They're not bonded to me anymore. But how cool is that? That like they opened the gate and they were all following them. Like they were so thrilled, and I'll rub on their belly. They were just laying down, getting belly rubs. And Miss Daisy Pickles, she's the crazy one. What?
I'm offended you have Swiss chard on the screen right beside me.
I'm sorry. I went to change it before the live, and my blank screen is not there. Like my blank colored screen.
I was just like, oh no.
I'm sorry.
Chuck's not even offended because he doesn't even know what Swiss chard is.
I don't. I've never had any chard in my life.
I never did either until Garden State. I won it on Garden State Gardener, and he sent it to me, and I planted it in my greenhouse last year. Let's go back to your greenhouse because we got interrupted. We were talking about your greenhouse. So you said I talked you into it.
That's right. Well,
why did I talk you into it?
Well, because I see what you grow in it, and it seems like it's you're able to control it a little bit better. I know with me, like outside and all that, everything is just spread out in 100 different directions. I think if I had my greenhouse, I could have a place to start my seedlings.
Oh yeah,
because we don't have any room here in the house.
Right.
We just don't. So last year when I started my seedlings, I actually started. Of course, we don't have just super cold weather, but I would be having to bring them outside and inside, outside and inside, and it was just aggravating. I think with a greenhouse, it'll make it a whole lot better. It will be better.
Did Chuck just say he has cold temperatures where he lives?
We do. It gets frigid down here in South Mississippi.
Okay, below 32 is not cold.
Frigid.
It's frigid. It's frigid if you're used to living down there and you ain't got no parka on.
Hey, it got down to 32 one night, I think, and 30 the next night, somewhere up in there. Just 2 nights ago. Leanne, that's cold. That I don't care where you live.
It was cold. 27 here 2 Friday nights ago. 27.
Well, see, that's even colder. It's still cold. Cold is cold. Help a YouTuber out.
Well, Chuck, I think that you'll be able to garden probably through, like, that'll extend your season, and you'll be able to literally be able to grow a lot. You could grow all year, I bet.
Maybe. I don't want to. I mean, you gotta have
that's considered work.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to do that? That's just crazy talk. And plus, out in these frigid temperatures, I don't want to have to be out there fooling with it. Sometimes it gets down into the 50s during the winter. I'm just telling you.
Well, some of us have to roll up our garden hose so it doesn't bust.
Really?
Yeah. Mine's draining right now.
I had to wrap some insulation around mine last year one time.
I use my hose all year round. And when the outside one, ours has a frost-free bib, but it freezes. But my expandable hose that Monica Bland's hooked me onto has been my best friend. So that way I can water animals.
It kind of shrinks up.
Yeah, I bought a heavy duty one, and if it's cold enough, it will burst. But what I do is I got these heavy duty ones on sale, and I have it in a muck bucket, those 2-handled muck buckets. And I bring it in the house. I drain it and I bring it in the house, but that helps me to have to not use buckets all winter.
Right.
I can actually, because with the pigs, like their water tank is what, 70 gallons or something.
You had that this past winter, didn't you?
Yep.
Okay, I thought I seen you use it maybe during the video, but
I
it was
saw it.
past 10 minutes ago, so my memory's vague.
I think she showed it on Instagram actually as a story.
Was it on?
Yeah,
Instagram?
I did it also on. I think I also did it on YouTube when I was using it. But yeah, right now it's warm enough that we usually just disconnect the hose and drain it every day. But we haven't switched over to winter waters yet because we've been having like 70s during the day. So I'm not using the stock tank because then it just the green mold and algae and all that. So what I'll do is right now they're using the tire waters, but we'll switch back to the stock tank when we put the heater in because we'll have to heat everything.
I think you explained it to me, but again, it was too long back when you explained it. Did I understand that y'all and your neighbors all share the same, like there's I mean, how does that work? That y'all have like pipes that run from that well to your house specifically?
So we have one well by two houses. So, oh, there she is.
I was like, you two froze. I'm like, oh, it must be me.
We have one well shared by our house and our neighbors. And so, yep, there's pipes that go to our neighbor's house and then pipes that go to ours.
It's a lot of rock up under the ground up there, isn't it?
Yeah, so the problem here is that especially when you get out of town, you get these pockets. So you can drill through this layer and hit water. Then there could be another layer, and sometimes people will keep drilling. And then what happens is you drill through that, and all the water that you hit now is running down.
It's going into like an open area.
Yeah. So it's not, and now you've ruined the supply of the water.
Huh.
I think they're called limestone pockets or something like that. I don't know the right way to say it. But that's the problem when you get out of town. So we're right outside of town, but we're very, very close, like 5 minutes, not even 2 minutes. And so that's the thing. You'll see property prices are sky high because you can get water. And all of a sudden you'll see a property price. So say you'll see 20 acres for 400,000. 500,000, and then outside of town you'll see 20 acres for 125,000. That means there's no water.
Huh.
Chuck, I think Marlena and Annette have invited you to their house when it's 40 below.
No, they didn't.
I don't know how Annette does it. I oh my gosh, her and Glenn. I want to like wrap them up in a heat blanket during calving season.
I can't handle that cold. See, I got thin blood. Is what it is. Thin blood. I'm thin blooded.
Yeah, I had to pick up a calf out of the you know what, and pick him up and walk with him at least 50 feet to where I can hose him off. I can imagine doing that in negative 40-degree weather.
Yeah. We had wind chills of negative 30, and I think I'm good.
Now, I'm not familiar with the snow gardener. I don't know.
Marlene.
That's Marlene. She's in Wyoming.
Wyoming. If you got a name that begins with snow gardener, you know that's going to be cold weather. I mean, how do you garden in snow? What kind of plants do you grow?
You build a greenhouse.
You build a greenhouse.
You build a greenhouse. So
she's got a shorter season than us. They've already had frosts and snow. And
where is that at? Wyoming?
In western Wyoming, I
Western
believe.
Wyoming.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm in western South Dakota on the eastern side of Wyoming.
Okay.
So she's across the state from me.
I got you. Well, see, geography's not my best suit.
Not mine either.
Yeah. But I know where Alabama and Louisiana is.
It's in the South.
Right.
Are you going to the Gulf Coast meetup next weekend?
Yep. Planning
You
on it.
are.
Planning on it,
Awesome.
yep.
All
The
my
one
friends
that-
are going.
Milton? Who's that?
Well, Nikki's hosting, and then I know
Which one is
Constance is
Nikki?
going, and Anna's going, and who else? Oh, Bobby and Sherry are going.
Yeah.
I've seen your
Bobby said-
videos, Gary, GBL, your winter videos. He said they actually close school there often. Yeah, they don't close it here too often. They'd never go.
Exactly.
They take care of the roads here though. They're ready for it. Oh,
Hey,
here it is.
If it's just a little bit of chance of snow down here, if it gets cold down here, we shut her down.
When I lived in North Carolina, we were in Connecticut, and when we moved to North Carolina, we didn't have any children in school, but it always blew my mind because I was like, they're going to school on Saturdays to make up for it. Now,
Yeah.
mind you, the thing that drove me crazy about it was I totally get that the South does not get tons of snow. We were in Western North Carolina near Asheville. Well, actually, at the time we were in Spruce Pine, which is a Tennessee border county. And they took care of the snow really well in Spruce Pine because they got snow. We were at, what was it? 3,000 foot elevation. And it always blew my mind that they would say school is closed or there would be a delay. And then they'd be like, no buses on icy roads. Well, ice was the main event there. So it drove me crazy because those kids would go to school on Saturdays, which is hard for parents. You know what I mean? You finally get a day off and it's just crazy. So, but I know Asheville was more ice. I know we had like 18 inches of snow when it was a blizzard. And I think it was.
Wait a minute. Did you just air quote 18 inches of snow as nothing?
Yeah. Chuck,
18
it was
inches?
4 to 5 days with no plow down my road.
That's a foot and a half of snow.
Yeah, I know. And I drove to work in it.
Oh my goodness. No, that's just crazy. Craziness. You crazy talking now.
You know what happened when I was working in the South? It was so funny. Everybody's like, "It's gonna snow next week. Are we working?" I'm like, it didn't even happen yet.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's exciting. It's unusual, and so it's kind of a break from the monotony. Break from the monotony.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it right. English wasn't my strong suit either. Geography and English. That's it, though. Everything else.
Marlene said, it is very tough. I live at 7,200 feet and have no first or last frost date. We had frost all the way through June. And the first freeze was the first day of fall. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at all the, you have all those memories on social media that come up or your phone apps. I have Google, some kind of upload for my photos and everything. And I mean, a year ago, we had, I think, 18 inches of snow. We didn't have anything. We had mid-September, we had snow. This has been mild. And last year even was mild. We did not get a ton of snow like we usually do. We're really dry right now. We're under fire danger tomorrow because the winds are picking up.
Do you have to wear snowshoes?
No, but I love snowshoeing.
Do you really? I mean, I wouldn't even know where to. I'd feel like a big giant penguin. Trying
No,
to
if you have a lot of snow, like 18 inches,
understand Newfoundland. No, I don't. I don't want to. If it's freezing cold up there.
snow is
No,
pretty.
I know. I remember seeing GBL's um, all the snow they had. I ain't going up there.
He says, "Come to Gander, Newfoundland."
Okay.
Marlene
Email.
said no snow days in Wyoming. If they close the school, they make it up at the end of the year so they don't close them. Yep. Same here.
What's the last part of Snow Gardener's name? Is it just Snow Gardener?
So she has 2 channels, and it's Snow Gardener 307
With the budgets.
and the other one is Snow Gardener 307 everything but the budgets.
Okay, I can flip over here to YouTube and see that. I see it now.
Yeah.
On this thing we're on. What is it? What are we on? Melon or something like that?
Yeah, we're on Melon.
Okay, you like that?
Nope.
You don't like it?
Nope.
Did you used to be on StreamYard?
Yeah, but then Melon had a deal and it was cheap for the year, so I bought it because then there were no limitations.
Okay.
But
And you can do more, but yeah, then there's bugs that they don't.
Yeah, there's
know how
definitely
to
bugs. Like when I bought it for the year, I thought I was going to be able to have 10 people on. And that was one of the main reasons why I bought it. And I'm still limited to 6.
Is it your bedtime?
Yeah.
Hey, Craig, Tim.
Ours too.
The Farmer's Almanac is saying lots of snow and starting soon. I know. I'm going to be poring over my almanacs now that I haven't had a
I've
chance
seen
to.
caterpillars that are all black.
Yep, that's not
I've
good.
seen caterpillars with a little bit of black on both ends and a lot of brown in the same spot. So I don't know if I believe that or not.
Yeah.
Knock on
Annette's
wood.
getting snow today. Yeah. She was getting snow earlier today, but I guess they're supposed to get several inches.
It was 65 and not a cloud in the sky here.
We were warm. We were gosh, what were we? We were 67 today, and I think tomorrow is supposed to be 66, but then Sunday night we're gonna have the wintry mix and snow come in. Hey, Andale.
Hey, Andale. Hey, Andale's going to be down there. Or did you say that?
No, I
Okay.
didn't. I forgot about her.
Hey, if everything goes, if all the stars align,
Papa, I love you.
I love you too.
Aw.
We will get to meet Andale. The Andale, not the knockoff. We're talking the real deal Andale.
Yeah.
I'm in Mississippi. I can't open this thing.
For some reason, I always want to say Louisiana, and then I remember you and Tommy at Montfort are in the same state.
Yeah. Hey, I seen Tommy.
I know.
That's right. I think I put that on YouTube, didn't I?
You
I can't get away with nothing.
Keep on walking.
That's why I didn't film HOA.
Get Lily to open that.
I was so bummed my class got canceled. So bummed. I had a class.
I saw him. I walked past him.
Well, I wasn't necessarily heck bent on seeing that guy as a speaker. It was more so the information that I wanted to glean from it. Empire Cooney Pig Association had offered these classes, and they were via Zoom, and they were $10 a piece. So it's like, what a great opportunity, because we don't live near HOA. We don't. Everything out here is ranching, and it's traditional ranching. So it's commercial hogs. It's not Cooney pigs and homesteaders. You know what I mean? So that's what I love about the Homesteading Academy, because people come on and I learn stuff from them, and it's just really cool. So I took one on raising roaster pigs raising Kuni roaster pigs. And then it was fabulous. And the other one was going to be self-sustainable pork production with Kuni pigs. And they canceled it and refunded me. So I was really bummed.
I missed who you was talking about. Who it was?
It was the
I was
Empire
trying to open
Kuni.
a cheese stick.
It was an
We didn't
Empire Kuni Pig Association, and Pork Rind was going to be the speaker for one of them. But Zion's Gate Ranch was the one who did the roaster pig, and they are phenomenal.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't actually say who she missed. We just,
Yeah. I got so much out of it was a little over an hour, and I got so much out of that Zoom call. I couldn't believe it. Gary at GBL, the Homesteading Academy is on our channel. We do lives or pre-recorded. And so we have folks come on to talk about things and share information with other homesteaders. So that way, hopefully people don't make the same mistake twice. For example, one of the reasons why I wanted to watch the pork production videos and learn more was that when we have a pig who has a scrotal hernia, we will no longer castrate. And so that's not a pig that you can breed. It's not a desirable trait to breed. So that will automatically be our meat pigs from the litter if that happens again. And so one of the things that we would do is raise them for a roaster pig. You can raise them up to the age of 6 months and not have to worry about the boar taint for the most part. But I learned a lot of things. Like, did you know that the boar taint is genetic?
What do you say? Boar taint?
Boar taint. You know how everybody always castrates their male animals?
Yeah.
Because it taints the taste of the meat.
Boar taint. I got you now. I kept thinking you saying tank. Boar tank. And I could boar taint. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
it gets stinky.
Yeah, so they were doing roaster pigs, and they said basically you're never gonna know if you could go 2 years without the taint because it's genetic to the boar. And so, because I asked a question about, like, if you butcher it, 5 months, is it going to be perfect every time? And he's like, probably, but once you get to like 6-8 months, you have to be very careful. So, but and not only that, he said the ones with the scrotal hernia may not make it to a 6-month butcher mark. So it was just very valuable information. Hey, Rich at the Old Swedes. Zion's Gate Ranch, they were the bomb, let me tell you. And they have videos on their roaster pigs and stuff. But they were just so informative and so gracious and answering questions. It was amazing.
Have you seen Rich's short for Pumpkinpalooza?
I did.
It is amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He throws them. We use an axe because we chop it up to make sure that we get enough for each animal. Are you going to bed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good night, sweetie pie.
Good night. Don't let the butt bugs bite.
Hold on just a second.
I think Chuck should redo Rich's Pumpkinpalooza.
That would be cool. GBL is talking about decide between Berkshire and Yorkshire. So what are I have a friend who raises Berkshire about 90 minutes away. And
we raised them. Well, we raised Yorkshires when I was a kid.
What do you like about them?
Well, I like how they're built, and and we just didn't have any problems with them.
Really?
Like, I don't remember having any issues.
That's cool. Yeah, I've raised Mangalitsa, Duroc, and Berkshire crosses. So I couldn't speak to just raising a straight up commercial hog. but my friend loves Berkshire.
I don't know a thing about hogs, pigs, or nothing like that.
Well, speaking of chickens, Jesse or Chuck, wow, Chuck, we decided, Lisa and I, we decided while you were gone that you should redo Rich's short from the other day for Pumpkins and Palooza. We want your take on it.
Well, I hadn't watched it. I don't know what it is.
He served up pumpkin on the half slice to 60 chickens.
62 chickens.
Oh, he said 60 in his short.
60. Well, he was just rounded down.
Oh, and he
Just
didn't show them all.
Drop said, put the hog pen far away from the house is all I can say. Well, I got 2 acres, so it's as far as it can be. I call my boys are intact, but they're breeders, and we call it the House of Funk.
The House of Funk.
I think dairy goats are worse smelling than hogs that are not fixed.
Yeah, I mean, I find to me, Grant and Sherman are disgusting because they pee and poop right in their house. And the girls, they have not gone to the bathroom in their houses all summer long. And now it's cold and Fiona's at it again. Hey, Crubby the Beagle, welcome in. Hey, Rambling with the Brums. Yeah, the urine smell is bad. It is, but they're far enough away from the house. I don't smell them on our 2 acres. I mean, I can tell you right now, the rainwater, like when we had a couple of rains in the pen, I don't know if it reactivated the sow's poop or what, but it was disgusting. Yeah, they say they poop in the corner of their area, and for the most part they do, but I will tell you, when the weather gets colder, mine don't leave the house and they go to the bathroom right in it.
Mm-hmm.
Leanne, you were going to say something?
Well, I don't want to change the subject, but Joss was trying to tell me, I think last week, that they can't see anything on my channel. And I looked on my back end, and they're not blocked in any way. So why can't they see my content? Can anybody answer that?
No idea.
Would they block me? But she's come to me and say, hey, I can't see your content.
No idea.
So, yeah, just want to
Ask
put
Daz.
that. Okay.
He had that problem with Freehandly Made.
Oh.
I think. Oh, Crubby said, repeat what you said.
Drop's Family Garden cannot see any of my content. And on my back end, they are not black. They're blocked from my channel. No, I could see my comments.
She says on your channel live. Oh, wait.
So what's the problem? Maybe I have to do another live. Somebody keeps...
GBL, it's a whole process. They don't recommend it.
She couldn't see her comments. Was it because of the slow mode? And they were trying to...
Crubby said it's a settings problem. Scott said check your blocked Google account.
Yeah, because I looked on my back then. Maybe because I had slow mode on?
Yeah, this is Richard, not Phoebe.
Oh. Well, excuse me. Can I help you? I just have a cat just coming out of the darkness here.
So, Chuck, what are you up to this weekend?
What am I up to this weekend? Well, this weekend has apparently gotten changed for me. Apparently, I'm going to be watching grandbabies this weekend.
Oh, that's a blessing.
No, it's not all either.
It's a blessing.
When you first get grandkids, it's all. But after a while, it gets to be, not again. They will wear you out.
They will.
They will wear you out.
See, somebody who doesn't have kids, I would think it's a blessing.
Yeah, it really is. I love them. She's my favorite of all of them, too.
You're not supposed to say that.
Well, she's my favorite girl. She's the only girl. The boys are all right, but I really don't have just a ton of things planned. To be honest with you, Lisa, I've just me and Belinda had hoped. We had hoped that we'd finally get a Saturday where we wouldn't have anything to do, and it never turns out like that. It's always somebody. Kids are always going to call and say, "Hey,
Callie homesteading with Pooh Bear. That's cool. What are you doing, Leanne?
Farming, going to church, and having communion.
I may go to church too. I want to change my answer. I'm going to change my answer.
You're going to church?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you're preaching.
And I'm going to repent for how my feelings on Saturday.
Are you going to repent to the deer or no? He's always got that deer walking around the church.
Hey, that deer. We actually got two that's kind of tame. Got one that lives just down the road from us. It's actually got a collar on that they raised, and it's got a baby now. This year has a little fawn with it, but this other one that comes up to the church, it lets all the kids pet it and everything. It's real. I worry it's going to get run over though, right there on the highway.
Yeah, we have a couple does that give birth in the back of our property.
Yeah, and then they come up and eat. I don't know why they wouldn't.
And then they come up and eat all our raspberry bushes.
Yeah.
And
well, you fixed that thing for them. That
I know. I took it down at the end of the season after they got them all done eating, and now they ate my peas. Rotten.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to build like a fence around my little garden.
Yeah.
I had a little electric wire that was keeping the rabbits out, but they figured out how to get around that somehow. I don't know if they jump it or if they have got a place where they can get up under it. Or, yeah, Lisa, I have gotten pretty soft in my later years. I can't hardly. I have a hard time doing that now. I don't know why.
And then it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like you said, you can clean it up and everything.
Yeah. But I think I'm going to just build like a small fence. I think I can build one maybe 2 foot that the rabbits won't jump over. And just kind of build a little, at least for the places that I'm going to do like beans and peas and stuff that they eat.
That'll be good. Hey, yeah. Gary and Betty are celebrating their 36th wedding anniversary. That's awesome. Happy anniversary.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations.
That's wonderful.
36 years is a good time. Well, Lisa, I appreciate you letting me come up here and share the screen with you, and then on top of it, having Leanne come up.
Well, I want to thank you because I was on the struggle bus today and I really appreciate you. And I know it was last minute. So thank you for understanding my struggle bus.
Hey, that's generally how I do things is last minute. If I plan things, it always goes wrong.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, look, I enjoyed it. Good seeing y'all. I'll be in the chat. But I'm going to go
tuck her in.
Yeah.
Go tuck her in. We're probably going to end it pretty soon, but I just want to make sure we chat up with Leanne for a bit. But thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you.
Y'all have a good weekend.
You too, Chuck. Take care.
So I have a little picture here to show you. See how I guess. Oh yeah, wrong way.
I'm hitting it. Hold on.
Oh, now
okay. Your screen. There you go. What is that?
That is my nephew Joe with a doe that he bagged on our property, right at sunset.
Wow, that's awesome.
So he had to go look for it. Oh,
That's
now I'm the only
awesome.
one on the screen.
I'm coming. There we go. Woo. Good night,
So
Nancy.
yeah, he got it. He got it yesterday.
That's
Spent the
awesome.
whole day here. Spent the whole day here. Then right before dusk, I heard him when I was at the barn feeding the calves.
That's really cool. Congratulations. I love it.
Oh, Biden.
Those cats are so funny.
Well, Kenny was in the drawer. Now Biden had to get in the drawer. Now he's like realizing, oh, I'm not close to Leanne. Didn't you?
For you guys who have animals that need hooves trimmed, I will say this. I know that I had talked about it a while back that we bought the Premier One. And we're not sponsored, but we bought the Premier One hoof trimmers. We bought a cheap pair off of Amazon, and Ryan immediately decided that there was no way we were using them again. They're not like goat hooves, pig hooves. They're pretty hard. He bought the Premier One ones.
See, that's a nice
And
pass.
yeah, hey 12 Stones Ranch. I will say this, they were worth every penny, like all of their products that we've used. I am always hesitant to buy their stuff because it's expensive, but then I use it and I wonder why I was so cheap, because the heating lamps are great. The clippers for the feet or the hoof trimmers were absolutely amazing. And so I'm real excited about that.
Yeah, always want to stick with quality.
Absolutely. And they were very durable. He was able to, we actually had to cut dew claws, which is they actually have a dew claw like a dog does. And we're usually pretty good about not going cheap on stuff. Somebody recommended the clippers that I bought the first time, but I have to say the Premier One was so much better and worked so much easier, and it was a lot quicker. So definitely spend the money if you have to do that. Of course, if you're raising pigs for meat, you usually don't have them long enough that you need to do that. But I think our girls' pregnancy hormones really kicked in and caused their hooves to grow because they were very, very long. Fiona's were extremely long. And then for those of you who just came in, Eleanor, within less than 12 hours of getting her injection for the mange mites or combo, her jowls are so much less red. What a difference. I can't believe it. What a difference. So, yeah, trimming is why we fear getting goats or sheep. Yeah. Ryan and I were saying earlier in the live that we need to come up with an alternative solution for trimming hooves, because the two of us trying to get 250-pound sows on their backs is not easy. And so we saw this really cool contraption that I don't even know how to pronounce the name. They were on Instagram. They basically welded together this lifting system, if you will. So what it is the pigs go in a chute, but they made it. So the pigs go in this chute, and when they get to the last one, it lifts them up and they're off the ground. And there's metal under their bellies so that they could trim them. And you can do injections.
There's like a cattle chute. You could almost kind of do that too.
Yeah, but you know how expensive they are.
Oh, yeah.
So this was literally, I'm going to see if I can show it. This was literally making it yourself. You could fabricate it yourself. And
Ryan's a welder.
Right. And he's got the motors and all that. How much was that? Were you talking about the trimmers drops?
You should have an affiliate link for that.
I know. I want to look up the save stuff. Goats are really easy, but pigs,
They kick.
Yeah, they talk about forking and Oh, how much to make it? I don't know. I'm going to show it to you in just a minute. But, you know, they talk about forking. They talk about handling your pigs often. We handle our pigs all the time. They still are not standing still when we give an injection. You know, everybody says, oh, just give them food. Give them food and they'll just keep eating.
They
No.
are wild animals.
That's
Just
right.
saying.
No, they don't. And if you've seen Grant eats, he eats like this. It's like the needle's like sticking out. But
Hence, that's why you fell on the ground.
What's that?
Hence, that's why you fell on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Let me look at save stuff here because I just put it in there. Bear with me. Yeah. Let's see. Oop. Raisin bacon. All right. And I think it's it's GERAGHTYS, Girardi's Micro Farm. And
Is that on Instagram?
it's on Instagram. And they do their whole pig herd here. Can you see it?
Uh-huh.
So the pig goes in there, and then they lift them up.
I think you sent this to me, didn't you?
Yeah. So the cool part is when you have, because we're going to have tusks on Sherman that are coming in now, you're going to have, we'll be able to take I think it's GIGLI wire. I don't know if it's Jiggly or Giggly wire, but you'll take the wire and you can saw off the tusks. And so we're pretty excited about that. So Ryan's going to see if he can build something because
I'm sure he could.
He could. Yeah, absolutely. It's so much easier to lift them up because then it looks like they're using an airlift for that. So it's pretty cool because they lift them up and then, you know, the weight is off of them. They're able to do everything that they need to. And it just makes so much sense. So after today's hoof flipping, we are ready. But, well, Leanne, I know it's late by you.
Oh, it's only after 11.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to end this, guys, so that way Leanne can go to bed. But thank you, everybody, for being here. And Leanne, thank you so much for popping in because I know it was last minute. I really appreciate you, my
It's
friend.
all right.
Thank
I appreciate
you so
you.
much.
Oh, I have it around here somewhere.
I love the rap music, too. But thank you, everybody in the chat, for coming. I appreciate you guys. Hey, my raindrop life. Hope you're having a good day. But have a great weekend, everybody. Take good care.
Be
Night,
safe.
y'all.